dong dong. That was the ball dropping, shattering to a million pieces because it's the new year. New year, same Wonka, in different co-hosts.
What? Oh, in different co-hosts. I thought you said
different co-hosts.
I thought you said different co-hosts.
Welcome to the interview. We are looking for a new co-host for Wonka Watch. Can you please state your name?
Oh, my name is Herb.
Now, is that Herb or Herb?
It's Herb.
Anyway, Herb, you know what? Actually, I think I'm willing to give it a shot. So Herb, do you want to try to do an explanation of what this podcast is? I think that'll be a good audition. See if you can do it. Don't fuck it up.
I'm gonna give Herb a new voice.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. My name's Herb. Welcome to Wonka Watch. This is a podcast where two people and me, Herb, talk about Wonka. My other co-hosts are Felicia and Elaine.
Hi. Hey.
So that's me. I like that. That's Felicia. That's not me. Because I'm Herb. That's Felicia.
Hey, guys. It's me, Felicia. And today we're going to talk about something really, I think I would like to say it's something that's been stuck in my mind. Now, Elaine, you might know this, but I have dreams occasionally about Wonka.
Yeah.
And that expands into the Wonka Watch verse that we have created. And
we all dream about him, am I right?
You are so right, Herb. Oh my gosh. Elaine here. Sorry, it's Herb, right? Oh my God, I just don't pay attention. Yeah, no, you don't pay attention. So I kind of going back into, this is fucking insane. Going kind of back into
I was trying to do an impression of you, but apparently that's just Herb.
Shit. I thought you were just what does that mean for me?
No, it wasn't a good impression. It was not a good impression. It was not a good impression.
I mean, that's kind of when I don't know, it's self-reflecting. I'm not gonna lie, I have impersonated you on this show before, but I've never had to do a full conversation flipping from me to you.
You did good. You did good.
I embodied a different soul. That's what I just felt. I feel like I'm on a high. I already, we talk about how we get really energetic at the end of these recordings because we get all hyped up talking to each other, and then it's we have to go calm ourselves down.
It's because we got hyped up talking about me making a Hinge profile where I'm cosplaying as a Haunted Mansion groundskeeper.
Okay, yes, that did do it. So there's just a lot of energy
because I'm also
right
hyped up. I'm also hyped up.
We are in a weird energy. I am sitting in a way to record a podcast I've never sat in before. My legs are on my desk, but not in the regular way you would think, where they're straight out. I'm flopping like a baby sloth, curled up in my.
Yeah, it looks like you're becoming like a shadow of the chair. Like it looks.
My chair is eating me, and I'm saying, please. Yeah. Please do it quickly.
You're submitting.
I'm
Anyway, thank you, Herb. It's been nice having you. Thanks, everybody. I'm gonna go now. Thank you, Herb. He was just interviewed
Herb.
For that little segment. That's his whole thing.
He was our intern.
We'll never see Herb again.
Never. So for this episode, we're doing something around this time of year we love to do. We love to give you some fan fiction. We're doing it a little differently though this time.
Yes.
This is due to some brains doing certain things. The neurons. I don't know if you know those neuron transmitters when you go to tell your brain to do a thing.
Elaine just grabbed her foot and used it to gesture.
You know what I mean?
What a neuron does in a brain.
What a neuron does. I went to public school and a neuron does a thing. Anyway, so we've got a fan fiction, but we did it differently. We definitely want to do a fan fiction episode here. I feel like soon with our other stories that we talk about.
Yes,
and everything. But this
our,
one is
our real big ones.
This is a unique, fun little fan fiction episode because what we have done is Felicia and I have together written something. We've gone back and forth, but we do not know what the other person wrote in their section. We only have the last line of their section to use as a prompt for the next person's stuff. So we haven't fully read this together. I did this while I was road tripping back home 500 miles away. And I don't remember a goddamn single word I wrote. So this is going to be wild.
I don't really either.
It's not sexual. I do remember that, though.
Yeah, no, it's not. I did steer us away from that when I picked the topic.
Youth, nothing's safe.
I know. I sat down and wrote out my page in like a 20-minute fever dream and then completely forgot everything I wrote on the page and walked away.
Beautiful.
So we swapped twice, so it's not going to be a super long fan fiction, but we think there's going to be a lot to discuss about what happens in it.
Yes. And we I think we're going to create an epilogue together as well.
Yes, kind of a way to close it all out somehow.
Yeah. So
but before we get into that, I do actually have a Wonka watch. I do actually have one. Is it news? No, it's not news. But it's just kind of a little funny, you know?
Give me a giggle.
So I got this article called Timothée Chalamet's Popularity Explained. And I just thought as a title, it's kind of funny. It's
kind of a weird thing to write about, but okay.
But what cinched it for me, this was from movieweb.com by Patrick Hayes. But the reason I wanted to read it was because of the subtitle. Chalamet is one of the most likable young actors on the film circuit. But what about him has so many fans silly for Timothy?
My name is Becky, and I'm silly for Timothy.
Why would you say that?
I'm silly for Timothy.
And it's just like this whole article is like so like I feel like I'm reading an academic paper. Chalamet redefines the male lead. Timothée Chalamet has helped reinvent the role of a male lead, both superficially and stylistically. His svelte figure is a departure from the gym-sculpted bodies of yesteryear and is instead more representative of the average man. Rather than the conventional approach of utilizing a stocky frame as a symbol of sexual prowess or a source of weaponry, his on-screen presence derives almost entirely from his demeanor. Similarly, his effeminate facial structure and floppy brown mop of hair gift him an unforgettable and intriguing edge, one that requires neither a beard nor a squared jawline.
I feel like I was just reading details from like a dog show. What the fuck? That was very flowery.
His popularity among female fans is, acting aside, undoubtedly down to the way in which he is both emotionally mature and also able to convey varying degrees of complex feelings on screen.
I mean, I'm sure that's
predictably, the excitement around his rendition of Roald Dahl's chocolate-loving maniac, Willy Wonka, reached fever pitch when it was announced that he would be playing the iconic role that Gene Wilder had previously taken on. And our article just ends. It was really long. They also said he's a future industry great, and he rose by embracing vulnerability. And I was like, this is wild.
Whoa.
You are right. It does read very Westminster.
You're
dog show.
Westminster dog show.
It's giving Westminster.
Well, sorry, I just imagine me going to like Starbucks and getting a parfait for no fucking reason, because a parfait is just a yogurt on vacation, and being like, oh my gosh, this is serving such Westminster. And they're like, what?
Wait, what does that have to do with the dog show?
The idea of just being like, oh, this is something like this. It's giving me Westminster energy. Like a Phantom of the Opera. Westminster.
It is kind of giving me Westminster energy, though. So,
Lady and the Tramp. Such Westminster energy.
No, that's
the
Puppy
sequel?
Bowl.
No.
That's Puppy Bowl.
Oh, that's so Puppy Bowl. Sorry. Oof.
Sorry, it's really Puppy Bowl.
Oh.
But have you seen What's a Good Joke? Hold on. What's a good joke?
Okay.
Fight Club, so Westminster. It's not true. American Psycho, Westminster.
Oh, that American Psycho is Westminster. And there is some breeding I would do. No! Delete that. Delete everything about that. Oh my god. Christian Bale in that movie is just great. That's all I meant. I don't want anything else. And I really wanted to like take a business card and like slash my brain in half now.
I think it's time we get started with this fan fiction. So I was the one who first started it, and I decided the basic premise of the story is Hugh Grant has a run-in with his sworn enemy, Hugh Galumpa. Was this a reason for me to do the Hugh Grant voice for like 30 minutes? Yeah, because I love the Hugh Grant voice. It's so fun.
Really quick, if you're new and you're like, the fuck is Hugh Galumpa? Just so this makes sense, Hugh Grant is playing an Oompa Loompa in the Wonka movie, which is fucking wild. There you go. So it's Hugh Grant
Yeah.
versus Hugh Grant as an Oompa Loompa, who we have deemed Huga Loompa.
Yeah, so that Elaine did know that. So we didn't lose the plot entirely. We both knew that this was about Hugh Grant having a run-in with a sworn enemy, Huga Loompa. We didn't want it to go like so off the rails, like, you know, have it be at least a tiny bit coherent. But I guess there's nothing to do but just get started.
I'm scared.
You know, because
Here we go.
you're gonna learn a lot about how well yours matches up quickly. I tried to provide some context clues, but we'll see. It was a Tuesday like any other for renowned British actor Hugh Grant. After getting off of set of his current production, it was time for him to pop down to the local patisserie to get his beloved croissant. He visited that patisserie every day, sometimes twice, because they had a punch card there and he liked filling it up. This time, however, things were different. He felt unsettled while waiting in line, and he realized no one was even looking at him. How could they ignore BAFTA award-winning actor Hugh John Mungo Grant? Also, do you know his middle name is Mungo? Hugh Mungo Grant.
That
I'm
might
not
be the
fucking
biggest
joking.
revelation we have had on this podcast.
Every time I look at his Wikipedia page, it's like Hugh Mungo Grant. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. There is a John to separate it, but Hugh Mungo Grant?
Hugh Mungo. Oh my God. Hugh Mungo.
He scanned the cafe, looking for what they were all paying attention to. Everyone was crowded around a table in the back corner, so he stepped out of line to take a closer look. As he approached, he suddenly heard a voice not unlike his own. Actually, very close to his own. Almost exactly the same. He started to be able to make some words out. I don't remember.
It's fan fiction. It's fan fiction to a T. Oh, I just opened a calculator with my foot.
Believe it or not, I, Hugh Grant, am playing an Oompa Loompa. Now I know what you're thinking. Hugh, how are you so small? Well, for budgetary purposes, they just shrink me down all the way. Honestly, it's highly inconvenient. Oh no!
Wasn't ready for Honey, I Shrunk the Hugh Grant.
Yeah, so,
Honey, I Shrunk the
Hugh
Oompa
Grant.
Loompa.
So Huga Loompa got shrunk down. So the crowd cleared
How
all-
tall is your Huga Loompa then in this?
I don't know, like Oompa Loompa sized.
Well, that varies between like 3 to like.
I'm thinking Gene Wonka. We saw the Huga Loompa on the paddleboard. Well, the Oompa Loompa on the paddleboard.
Yeah. Who looked to be a little shorter than Timothy Chalamet versus 3 feet. So are we talking a 3 feet Huga Loompa in this
I
universe?
was thinking like a 3 feet Huga Loompa.
Oh boy.
The crowd cleared just enough to give him a view. Hugh Grant staggered back in shock. He thought the portal had been sealed. I forgot I wrote this. And Huga Loompa had been sent back into the alternate dimension from whence he came. But here he was once again stealing his identity. Huga Loompa set his teacup down onto his saucer and locked eyes with Hugh. Oh, hello there, Hugh. Didn't expect to see me back so soon. And that's where it cuts off, and that's the line I gave Elaine to start her section with. And this is where things are going to start to get dicey.
I had realized I had already we'd already passed back again when I went back, and I realized, this is probably a meeting in public, but I'd already written this, so it's interestingly going to be setting wise.
That's what I thought. I thought the setting was going to be a little bit nuts.
Yes, yeah, okay, and then okay.
But Hugo Loompas from another universe. Maybe he has magical powers. We don't know that.
We love it. We love it. There is something. We'll get to that, but anyway. Okay, so Felicia's line that she gave me. Hugo Loompas set his teacup down on his saucer and locked eyes with Hugh. Oh, hello there, Hugh. Didn't expect to see me back so soon. The croissant fell out of Hugh's hand. Impossible, he whispered. Hugo Loompa smoothed back his smooth emerald hair. Actually, it turns out it's quite possible. Hugh Grant quickly calculated his surroundings. Hugo Loompa sat in his favorite wingback chair, right in front of the fireplace, which currently had a few glowing embers still flickering. He could see
Could still be in a cafe. It could still be in a cafe.
He could see dirt stains on the chair fabric. That is an antique, Hugh Grant said. He clenched his hands into fists. Ah, just like you, Hugo Loompa said. He stood now. He stood now, his ivory overalls showing off his muscular figure. How did you survive? Hugh asked. He walks slowly toward his desk. This is where he has a favorite desk at the cafe.
He said, well, he goes there almost twice daily.
Exactly. So he just has his own little corner
and he's
area.
Hugh John Mungo Grant. He can have a favorite desk at his
He has rented it. He has a desk there and it's got stuff in it.
Maybe
it's
he
right
owns
by
it. We don't know.
Exactly.
He owns it and he still gets the punch card.
Exactly. Ivory overall showing off his muscular figure is where things really could have gone astray for me, but I resisted.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. How did you survive? Hugh asked. He walked slowly toward his desk. Even a pen would serve him better defense than what he already had. A croissant on the floor. When you threw me out... When you threw me out the train in Vienna, you mean? Hugo Loompa laughed. Oh, silly Hugh. One simple 1,000-foot drop from a train moving at 80 miles per hour down a ravine and into a freezing shallow river is nothing. What are you? Hugh Grant asked, a chill running down his spine. Oh, Hugh, the question isn't what I am. The question is, who am I? Hugo Loompa walked slowly toward Hugh. Hugh Grant took another side step to his desk. A letter opener should be in the front drawer. If he could just reach it in time. What the devil are you talking about, Hugo Loompa? Hugo Loompa grinned. Actually, I go by Hugh these days. What? Hugh Grant roared. Perhaps you're confused about who you are, because last time I checked, I'm the real Hugh Grant. You're out of your mind, Hugh said. I'm Hugh Grant. No, I think it is you who is out of your mind. Take a look in the mirror, H. Oh, wait. Take a look in the mirror, H. Do you... Do you truly think you're a better Hugh Grant than me? I'm delightful, cheeky, adorable, and funny. You, on the other hand, are a rambling, bumbling, awkward swan. Hugh Grant frowned. Did you just call me an awkward swan? Well, I mean, we do still share a base resemblance, so we can only be so ugly. What the fuck? Hugh had had enough. He lunged for his desk and pulled out the letter opener, pointing it directly at Hugo Loompa. You will never be the real Hugh Grant. No one would ever believe you. Hugo Loompa reached his glove hand into his overalls and removed the most beautiful croissant Hugh had ever seen. Want to bet?
Okay. So mine is a bit of a de-escalation. Yours is fucking insane, Elaine. I am picturing all of this happening with a crowd of 20 people around them.
It is such a different vibe than like he enters his mansion and he goes into his haunted mansion and he goes into his den area and then he just sees by the fireplace Mr. Tumnus style little Hugo Loompa, which
I do love. I love yours.
Waiting. I love this is so hilarious.
I like that we're just writing two separate stories essentially. This is like a multiverse type thing. Like we're viewing two different universes of the same event as once. So mine takes a bit of a de-escalation. Hugh narrowed his eyes. I bet you say. All I had was Hugo Loompa reached his glove hand in his overalls and removed the most beautiful croissant he would ever seen. Went to bet. And I was like, well, I don't know what the bet's about, so I'm just going to have Hugh Grant establish the bet. Hugh narrowed his eyes. Bet you say. Hugh knew it might be a losing battle, but God, if that croissant wasn't perfectly flaky. Fine. I challenge you to a fencing match. Right up those stairs is a beautiful rooftop balcony at this cafe that we are hopefully still at, and up there we can battle under the non-existent English sun. If I win, I get that delectable croissant, and you will stop this nonsense impersonation act. Hugo Loompa turned the croissant in his hands. And if I win, I'll let you continue this little charade you have going on, and you can eat the croissant. Hugo Loompa replied, I want another croissant. Fine, I will buy you an additional croissant. Hugo Loompa reached out a gloved hand. All right, you have a deal. Hugh. I forgot to read the Hugh. Hugh reached out to shake it, but Hugo Loompa pulled his hand away and raked it through his hair. Haha, too slow.
His smooth emerald hair.
Emerald hair.
Too slow. So stupid.
With that, Hugo Loompa bolted up the stairs to the rooftop balcony, eager to scope out the area for any advantages. I just slowly became less transatlantic as I said that sentence. Hugh met Hugo Loompa at the rooftop balcony, closely followed by everyone else in the cafe, because, like, who isn't going to watch this?
Obviously.
He pulled out the fencing foil he carries with him everywhere because he took some classes in that, and he's very desperate for it to be useful at some point. That's kind of mean.
This is about to be so insane.
He threw Hugo Loompa his blade, and they readied into position. Oh my god, I totally fucking forgot about this! What? I do not remember writing this. Out from the crowd emerged Timothy Chalamet, because of course he was there. He was Hugo Loompa's second in command, his closest confidant, and here he is showing up to be the referee, just like last time.
Just like last time.
Just like this has happened before. You knew he would have to battle even harder than usual to prevail over Chalamet's obvious bias.
It's obvious bias.
So Timothy Chalamet just fucking shows up and is like, guys, I'll be the referee. And Hugo Loompa's like, oh, of course, neutral party, Timothy Chalamet. Meanwhile, they're like besties. And they hang out all the time.
Oh
so
my
like
god.
I genuinely completely forgot I wrote that.
Oh my god. So
Timothy Chalamet's there.
So I can keep track of what's happened so far.
Yeah.
Want to bet we are officially having a duel.
Yeah, we're
to
having
see who gets to be
a duel on the roof, a fencing duel.
Fencing duel.
And Hugh Grant has these fencing foils on him, I guess down his pant leg or something.
Sense. Yeah.
He throws one to Hugo Loompa. And then Hugo Loompa, out from the crowd, is like Timothy Chalamet. And he's like, I'll be the ref. And that's...
Perfect.
That's
okay,
what
perfect.
happened there. And then my last line was, the fight began. Hugh parried Hugo Loompa's strikes with ease. At least, he did it first.
So the great thing is that setting-wise, we're also on the roof. So just keep that in mind, I guess, as we go into this one. Hugo Loompa smirked as he reached into his back pocket and pulled out a medieval mace that secured a spiked metal ball to its handle with a chain.
When you bring your medieval mace to a fencing match?
How the devil did you fit that in your pocket? Hugh said, eyes wide. Hugo Loompa shrugged. These are Levi's. Perfect for holding strange weapons.
Why did you get a Levi's sponsorship?
Oh my god, I guess. Yeah. Looking deadpan at camera. Hugh only stood for a moment as he watched Hugo Loompa raise his hand and begin to twirl the mace. Looking down at his own weapon, Hugh knew he stood no chance. Quickly surveying the room, he saw an umbrella stand on the roof.
It was a rooftop balcony. Maybe.
Rooftop? Okay. Yeah. Quickly surveying the room, he saw an umbrella stand.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. I just realized a rooftop balcony makes no fucking sense. I was searching like a rooftop dining area.
What about a rooftop banquet hall?
What about a rooftop veranda?
Because a rooftop veranda that still has a ceiling, but a ceiling isn't the same as a roof, so it's not the same. Brilliant! He ran across the way, hearing the whoosh of the mace right behind him. I'll turn you into deli meat and eat you for Sunday lunch, Hugo Loompa screamed behind him.
I thought Augustus Gloop just showed up.
I really did. He did. I wonder if... Hugh Grant. I'll turn you into deli meat and eat you for Sunday lunch. Hugo Loompa screamed.
I feel like we need to
him.
practice our Hugh Grant impressions when we say anything other than the words Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant. Like,
Hugh
that's
Grant.
good.
Pumpernickel. Pumpernickel. Pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
The fuck was that? Slow jams, Hugh Grant?
That's kind of what he sounds like.
Hugh Grant broke out into a sweat, at least reaching... Hugh Grant broke out into a sweat, at last reaching the umbrella stand. Turning on his heel, he held out the umbrella like a sword. Yes, he ditched his sword to grab an umbrella like a sword. Hugo Loompa
It was a fencing foil. They're a dull point.
Very true. Hugo Loompa laughed, swirling the mace above his head. Imagine 3-foot Hugo Loompa has a spiked medieval mace and is just slowly walking towards you. He laughed while swirling the mace above his head. An umbrella? You think you can stop me with that? Oh, ho, ho! Oh, silly gent, Hugh Grant said. As the one true Hugh Grant, there is something I can do that you can't. Oh, whoa. Oh, whoa. Hugo Loompa snarled. I don't care for games, Hugh Runt. He swung the mace, and Hugh lunged out of reach just in time. Hugo Loompa struggled to free the spiked mace from where it had struck the wooden floor of the roof. Hugh stood up.
It's a rooftop dining area. It could have a wooden floor. It could have a wooden floor.
Who's to say?
None of this so far has been a problem for me.
Also, it's fucking Europe. Explanation not needed.
They do crazy shit on roofs in Europe.
Crazy shit. Have you seen Versailles? What the shit was that? Okay. Hugh Grant stood up, seizing his chance. He put one finger beside his nose and said, "Hugh, see him there. Hugh, see him there." Did I say the same? Okay. Hugh, see him. I did. Hold on. Hugh. You
said, "Hugh, see them there." Hugh, see them there.
I was like, oh shit, wait, no. Hugh, see him here. Hugh, see him there. Yes, Hugh, see him everywhere. Take him for granted, and you shall see. You will regret taking on Hugh Grant. That's me! He popped open the umbrella, and like his favorite superhero, Mary Poppins, he ascended into the sky, using his free hand to do jazz fingers. No! No! Screamed Hugo Loompa. Do you hear that? It's the rain going pit-pitty-pat, Hugh sang. Ah-ha-ha! Ah-ha! Ah! Ow! Hugh smashed through a skylight in the ceiling, shards of glass raining down. Hugo Loompa cowered. Farewell, I suppose, Hugh Grant said, laughing. I'm Hugh Grant. As he flew over the city, Hugh Grant laughed and waved to the citizens below. Hugo Loompa brushed the glass off of him and glared at the broken skylight. This isn't the end, he whispered. Not by a long shot. The end.
Okay.
Now, what I want to say really quick before
that one is a little bit hard to reconcile.
What I want to say before the end. You had mentioned a portal, and I was about to take the story in a whole other fucking dimension, but I did not have time to do this, and it would have, like, this is what was going to happen as he's flying over the city. As Hugh Grant was flying over the building, an odd sensation overcame Hugh Grant. His vision blurred, and suddenly he couldn't feel his body. The world around him became dark. All sound had disappeared. What? Hugh cried, but no sound came out. Hugh Grant first heard the buzzing of bugs before opening his eyes to reveal a tropical jungle. Where the devil am I? And he was going to be in the Oompa Loompa forest because he got sucked into a portal and it was all a trap by Hugo Loompa. So,
wow.
I too had a portal. I too had a portal in my story. And
so I'm going to make an insane suggestion to reconcile the skylight.
Yes.
The glass elevator.
The glass elevator.
The glass elevator. And the glass elevator was hovering right above where they were fighting. And he just smashed right through the middle of it.
We're talking like a Mario Bros game where you just randomly jump in the air and you suddenly find the magic coin box. And you're like, oh, I did it.
Hugh Grant went, Yahoo!
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahoo! It's me, Hugh Grant. With the little croissant. Pit-pitty-pat.
It's Hugh Grant time. Yahoo!
Yahoo! Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant as Yoshi.
Okay, what would that even be?
Whoa. That was me.
Blah, 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 blah. No, you can't do it. You can't.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yoshi. That's what he does. He just goes,
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
I'm Yoshi.
I'm Yoshi.
I'm Yoshi. Oh, me? Don't mind me. I'm Diddy Kong. Got a banana? Have you met my uncle? His name is Donkey. But don't be confused. He's not a donkey.
It's me, Hugh Grant. I'm also Donkey Kong.
Oh my goodness, it's me, Hugh Grant, as Bowser. Ooh, look at my spikes. Hugh Grant.
It's me, Hugh Grant. I'm now the piranha plant, living inside of a pipe.
Oh.
I watch as the world passes me by, and I can only look at the sky above. Oh no, here comes Hugh Grant Mario. It's me, Hugh Grant. Yahoo! Chomp. That's the noise. I, piranha plant, Hugh Grant. This episode was really just an excuse for us to make the impressions of Hugh Grant that we want to do.
We've always wanted to do impressions of Hugh Grant as all of the characters from the Mario Bros.
Check off Hugh Grant Mario Brothers impression off your Wonka Watch bingo chart.
There
I know
you
you were
go.
all waiting for it.
It's there. Oh wait. Do
we even have an epilogue in a way to like? I don't even know if it does. It need an epilogue? I like the Train to Vienna thing. I like the Train to Vienna thing.
Honestly, I feel like I would love a prequel of just the Train to Vienna.
Yeah,
me personally, I would like that fucking one-liner has so many words behind it, you know.
Also, I like that Timothy Chalamet was just standing there while Hugo Lumpa pulled out a mace, and he was like, "This is okay. This
He's
is
like,
all
"That
in the
seems fair.
rules of fencing."
That seems fair. We're on that
Guys,
rooftop
I don't know if
gazebo.
you guys actually know this, but that's actually totally part of the rules of fencing, and is totally okay.
It's super cool. I think this is like really interesting to watch, you know. It's got the darker elements.
That's crazy. You pulled out a mace.
Zendaya, isn't that funny? Oh, she's not here.
Zendaya, that's fucking crazy.
Zendaya, wait, sorry, I gotta text Zendaya right now. Sorry.
We're just doing terrible impressions of Timothy Chalamet and Hugh Grant.
And for the next 15 minutes,
do you ever think about they probably had to hang out on set? What would have that been like?
What would you say to each other? What would you say to what would, like, how do you as Timothy Chalamet go up to Hugh Grant and be like, hey, what's up? Like, I always think about this, like, because at the end of the day, people are people, but you are meeting someone who technically you could have known your whole life if you've seen their movies, right?
Exactly.
Like, that's
weird.
a weird thing, and they will not have known you your whole life. And so how do you go? It's like when you are trying to not get murdered on a dating app and you're going out with somebody, and so you try to Google them, and then you end up accidentally sometimes Googling way too much, and then you're like, wait, this is weird. I know things about you I shouldn't, and now I have to.
It's like
this
when
is uncomfortable. Like,
it's like when you're like a teenager and you go to your mom's hairdresser and they know everything about you.
Yes, it's just weird, and then it's like, I can't, like,
it's like when you meet your friend's boyfriend.
And you know everything, and you're like, hey,
you know everything,
and you're just like, hey, Dennis, what?
I don't notice that I can't look you in the eye. That's a personal issue.
Don't worry about that. It's just a me thing. It's fine.
Anyway, the train to Vienna. How do you think that went? Like,
so I imagine, I can't tell if this is where they begin. Like, are they strangers on a train who become friends, but then learn that there's a secret between them, that they are both secretly like Hugh Grants, and they don't notice it first,
but like, they've got to know he's
their enemy.
I can't believe Hugh Grant would be like, look at this man who looks very similar to me, but it's just a foot. Like,
I just imagine
shorter.
Like a Hercule
Hello,
Poirot
new best friend. Yeah, I do imagine
Murder on the Orient Express moment.
I was picturing that was like their big finale of their like season-long cat and mouse chase.
And they've been on it, but most of it, like, you have flashbacks, but most of it is on a train, because you know what, Felicia? We fucking love trains on this podcast.
Giving very talented Mr. Ripley. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Talented Mr. Ripley. So Hugo Lumpa watched the Talented Mr. Ripley, and he was like, that is fucking genius. So he gets Hugh Grant, and he's like, hello, my friend. Your dad told me to hang out with you at this villa. And he's like, sounds great. That sounds totally normal and cool. And then they go out and hang out and talk about jazz music a lot. And then they run a boat together, and Hugo Lumpa tries to push him off the edge, except Hugh Grant is a little bit beefier than he thought he would be. So Hugh Grant's just like, Hugo Lumpa, what are you doing? Why would you try to put me off the boat? I don't know, Hugh. Wouldn't you do the same? And Hugh Grant's like, no, I wouldn't. And it's a very dramatic confrontation. But then they realize, once Hugh Grant realizes Hugo Lumpa had malicious intent, the gloves are off, and it's like a battle to the death. That explanation went on a lot longer than I thought it would.
It was beautiful. Yeah, I just love a good dramatic train fight scene.
Oh, agreed.
I'm not gonna, the entire setting I was imagining was that scene in Anastasia when they have to hop off.
You mean train. Like the train fight that Hugh Grant is in Paddington? I forgot about that.
Me too. The yoga. Oh my god. But no, like that train scene in Anastasia.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. Mwah. Damn. Well, figgy pudding, you know? New Year's, holidays.
What's your Wonka Watch New Year's resolution?
Oh my God. Well, we can say now for the 8th time in the podcast, welcome to the new year of Wonka Watch. We said it 15 times.
Welcome to the new year, baby.
But like it's actually the new year, literally.
It is like finally on the Gregorian calendar, the new year. And this is the year of the Wonka. Year of the dog, year of the rat. No.
My Wonka Watch resolution is to make predictions that are a little bit better. Not a lot better, but a little bit. Just like maybe, to be fair, we don't have much to work with, but I'm trying to think about them a little bit more before, instead of just taking a dump on the audio recording, you know?
Yeah. I think my Wonka Watch resolution is that I know things are going to pick up and they're going to get a little chaotic, most likely probably as summer hits. And I'm going to try to work really hard to have a Wonka life balance, your work-life balance, but Wonka life balance, and just make sure that I can still be grounded and in the moment. Because I will be turning 29 this year, and that's just going to be a really interesting age moment, as 30 is around the corner from that. And just dealing with that and Wonka, I feel like I need to make sure I give myself space,
Oh, speaking of birthdays, Timothy Chalamet had a birthday recently. So Timothy Chalamet, if you're listening, everyone here at Wonka Watch wants to wish you a happy birthday. I want to apologize for the really bad impression we did of you a few minutes ago. But we thank you for your support and, everything.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for that really sending that nice recipe for your favorite ham, your Christmas ham. Thank you for sending that to us in our DMs, because we're cool colleagues. We're nice colleagues. So thanks.
We're coworkers.
We're coworkers. See you at the break room with a jelly donut.
Yeah, I think the other thing is my other Wonka resolution is just to relax. Don't get so freaked out about it. Maybe chill out a tiny bit. But I think the ship has sailed on that. So
I think I've talked about it
more
before.
fun to be mad about Wonka than other things, though.
It is. It's really good to be mad about Wonka. And I just feel like I'm in a state where once that, the trailer will make this all feel real. I still feel like I'm in this weird not world where we just randomly decided to talk about Wonka, and not because
sometimes I forget the movie.
Factor.
And sometimes I think the movie's just never going to happen. I don't think it's real.
You know what I want my resolution to be? Let me sit up like a proper human for this one. The trailer's going to come out. We are no longer going to be the only people talking about Wonka as in depth. And I want to try to just be happy and be okay with that. And I don't want to get angry. And the reason I would get
literally,
angry.
I was just thinking about that. I was there's going to be a moment where other people start talking about Wonka, and it's not just going to be a me thing anymore. And it's going to be
it's just people are going to, it's the thing of not everyone can know who we are. Right. But if somebody else creates Adam Driver Centaur as part of their Wonkaverse, I'm going to be pissed. If someone else is oh, have you, but not everyone's going to know. And whatever. But we were here. We were here. And if we get no recognition at the end of this, that's all
literally. It's going to be devastating.
It would be devastating.
So please, guys, share our podcast with your friends and family, because we're dying out here, man.
We have nothing if this goes nowhere. This was all
we just need about 8 people. All I want is that once the movie is released, there will be a thing on IMDb trivia that says, "Did you know there was a podcast about this movie that went on for 2 years before the movie even released?"
Honestly, I would screenshot that, print it out, and be like, it was all worth it in the end. But then I would go to drink the whiskey out of my teacup and go, it was not.
It was not. It was
but
not.
I just had to say that to make me feel better. But sure, I guess it was okay.
God. All right. Predictions for the new year.
Predictions.
My first prediction. Well, no, my only prediction, because I pre-prepared one. I thought of it when I was re-listening to Listener Palooza after it went out. Elaine edited it. I didn't just immediately re-listen to it. That would be wild.
That's so much.
I say that as if
did
I
happen.
don't do that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, but I like that self-read.
Before the Wonka movie, a commercial for a kids movie will play that features a prominent fart joke. Bonus points if it's Illumination.
Damn, I like that.
There's a reality where it doesn't happen, but it should. I think that's a fair prediction. It's not a gimme. That. What do you think, Elaine?
My prediction is that fireworks will go off in Wonka, the movie.
Oh, I like it.
Right?
I like it. It's very good.
There's potential there. There's some potential there for boom booms in the sky to make colors and go and scare everyone's dog.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Wonka Watch. I hope you enjoyed our nightmare of a fan fiction that break the realities of space and time. But honestly, could have been a lot worse.
It could have.
It was remarkably on path and on track. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wonka Watch. We also are doing stuff on Buy Me a Coffee. Well, we haven't started it yet, but you can.
The new year shall bring new fun things there.
Oh, if you want to support the podcast, you can donate us some money there and we'll sing you a little ditty. Also, it always helps us out, sharing the podcast with people who you think might enjoy it. Because, TikTok algorithms only can do so much.
Yeah, exactly.
we
would
greatly
thing,
appreciate it.
It doesn't really matter in the end. But if you do like this podcast and you want to give it some 5 stars on things.
Yeah.
or
Exactly.
leave a little comment. Cool. You don't have to.
You don't have to, but if you want to,
The fireworks.
we appreciate it. We appreciate it. Yeah. We're not used to doing this. This isn't part of our spiel.
No, sorry. Also, I was saying fireworks because I thought you could hear the explosive.
thing that other podcasts do.
Right. I know. We're like, also, I just
call to action.
SCTA. Yeah. Also, sorry, I said fireworks because there's extremely loud booms, and I wanted to let you know we're not getting shot because America.
I thought you were just saying that about that's what people would get if they gave us.
You get explosives if you give us.
Anyway, I guess that's all we have for today, right? I guess we covered everything.
Did we say email? I forget. Like, I was listening, but I kind of wasn't. Email us at wonkarapture@gmail.com with all your goody gumdrops.
We didn't say that, but yeah, that's correct.
Oh, boom. Email us. We love to hear it. We love to see it. We love to chit-chat, chatty-chooch.
Yeah. It's me, Hugh Grant, and I'm saying this episode was a complete fallacy, a work of fiction, and it's not that important.
Really, because this is Hugo Loompa, and I'm here to tell you that that was exact history, and I will get my revenge, Hugo Loompa.
Hugo Loompa never hit me with a mace. I'm Hugh Grant. I can stop maces with my bare hands. Oh no! I've been hit by a mace. And then Timothy Chalamet comes in the room. Oh, that's a KO right there.
Hugo Loompa turns around and goes, "Don't I look damn good in these Levi's?"
And then
Fade to black.
He turns to camera, gives him a little thumbs up, and then it like goes in on like the circle, and it's just his face. And it's like, that's all for now, folks.
It's not that important.
It's not that important.
Bye.